Welcome to a deep dive into the intriguing world of narcissism. Throughout this exploration, we'll unravel the mystery of narcissistic personality disorder, delve into its psychological mechanisms, and discern the thin line that separates narcissism from high self-esteem. We'll discover the different faces of narcissism, including grandiose, vulnerable, and communal narcissism. Then we'll trace back to the origins of narcissism and explore its impact on individuals, workplaces, societies, and romantic relationships. We'll equip ourselves with strategies to cope with narcissism and examine its relationship with social media and gender. Lastly, we'll debunk the myths, discuss diagnosis and assessment, and learn from real-life examples and case studies. Narcissistic personality disorder, famously referred to as NPD, is a complex mental health disorder. This condition is characterized by an exaggerated perception of self-importance, an insatiable need for excessive admiration and attention, absence of empathy for others, and chaotic interpersonal relationships. However, beneath this grandiose facade of extreme confidence resides a brittle self-esteem, prone to getting shattered by minimal criticism. Delving deeper into the symptoms, individuals with NPD often fantasize about unlimited success, power, or beauty, and require constant praise and recognition. They may display arrogance, belittle or look down on people they perceive as inferior, and have an inability or unwillingness to recognize the needs and feelings of others. The causes of NPD are multifactorial, blending genetic, social, and psychological factors. It may develop due to excessive pampering or, conversely, excessive criticism during childhood. Genetic predisposition and neurobiology, the connection between the brain, behavior, and thinking, also play a role. When it comes to treatment, or talk therapy is the main approach, cognitive behavioral therapy, family therapy, and group therapy are employed. These therapeutic methods help individuals with NPD understand the harmful impact of their behavior on themselves and others, cultivate healthier patterns of thought and behavior, and improve their interpersonal relationships. Remember, though the path to recovery may be challenging, with the right help and determination, one can manage the symptoms and lead a healthier, more fulfilling life. The psychological mechanisms that fuel narcissism are multifaceted and layered. Cognitive biases such as self-serving and superiority biases are often at play, where narcissist interprets information in a way that confirms their inflated self-view. They are also likely to employ defense mechanisms, denial and projection to shield themselves from uncomfortable truths. Furthermore, the narcissist's self-perception is often distorted, skewing towards an inflated sense of self-importance and grandiosity. They are likely to rely heavily on external validation to affirm their self-worth. Their lack of empathy, another hallmark trait, can make them oblivious to the feelings and needs of others. Narcissism and high self-esteem, though sharing some similarities, are fundamentally different concepts in the realm of psychology. Both involve a positive self-view, but the nature and implications of this self-view diverge significantly. High self-esteem is a healthy psychological state. Individuals with high self-esteem have a positive yet realistic view of themselves. They understand their strengths and weaknesses, accept them, and still feel good about who they are. This realistic assessment promotes resilience, personal growth, and a positive impact on their relationships and interactions. On the other hand, narcissism is a more complex and potentially detrimental psychological condition. Narcissists hold an overly grandiose and inflated view of themselves. They often exaggerate their abilities and achievements, and may constantly seek validation and admiration from others. Narcissists are often highly competitive, have a strong sense of entitlement, and can be manipulative. From a behavioral perspective, while those with high self-esteem exude confidence, they also show empathy and respect for others. They can handle criticism and failures without crumbling or lashing out. In contrast, narcissists may react aggressively to criticism or perceived slights due to their fragile self-image. Thus, it's crucial to understand that narcissism and high self-esteem, though superficially similar, are distinct in their psychological and behavioral implications. Narcissism, contrary to popular belief, isn't a one-size-fits-all concept. There are various types, and each comes with its specific traits and behaviors. Firstly, we have the grandiose narcissists, also known as overt narcissists. They are extroverted, assertive, and dominant. One can't easily miss their presence in a room, as they have a larger-than-life persona. They believe they are special and superior to others, and they aren't afraid to show it. They often display arrogance and have a strong sense of entitlement. They demand constant admiration and have little regard for other people's feelings. On the other side of the spectrum, we have vulnerable narcissists. Unlike their grandiose counterparts, they are sensitive, insecure, and crave recognition. Often referred to as covert narcissists, they possess a fragile ego that easily crumbles under criticism. Their narcissism usually masks deep-seated self-esteem issues. They have a defensive and avoidant behavior and are likely to resort to passive aggressiveness when they feel threatened or rejected. Lastly, we come across the communal narcissists. This group presents a mix of traits from both grandiose and vulnerable narcissists, but with a twist. They seek admiration by presenting themselves as altruistic and morally superior. Often seen engaging in community service or taking on noble causes, they use such activities to maintain an image of a selfless and caring individual. Nonetheless, their primary motive remains to seek admiration and validation from others. They have a tendency to exaggerate or overemphasize their good deeds to highlight their moral superiority. So narcissism is a multifaceted concept, with each type exhibiting distinct traits and behaviors. Understanding these nuances can help us better navigate our interactions with people who exhibit narcissistic tendencies. The development of narcissism is frequently linked to a variety of early life experiences and environmental factors. These can range from excessive pampering, where the child is constantly showered with attention and praise without boundaries, to the opposite end of the spectrum, where emotional abuse or neglect occur. In the case of excessive pampering, a child may grow up with an inflated sense of self-importance and entitlement, as they have been conditioned to believe the world revolves around them. Their needs and wants are always catered to, which may result in an inability to empathize with others as they mature. Conversely, children who experience emotional abuse or neglect may also develop narcissistic tendencies as a defense mechanism to protect their deeply wounded self-esteem. They may build an outwardly confident and arrogant facade to hide their inner feelings of worthlessness and rejection. Not to be overlooked also are the extremely high expectations sometimes imposed on children. These expectations, often academic or career-oriented, can lead to the child feeling immense pressure to be perfect and superior to others. The failure to meet these expectations may then contribute to feelings of inadequacy, which can be compensated for through narcissistic behavior. Thus, the path to narcissism is complex and multifaceted, often deeply entwined with one's early life experiences and environment. Narcissism can have a dramatic effect on multiple aspects of life. Consider the workplace, for example. Narcissistic individuals can create a hostile and toxic work environment due to their inflated sense of self-worth, constant need for admiration, and a lack of consideration for others. A 2019 study published in the Journal of Applied Psychology demonstrated that narcissistic leaders tend to cultivate unhealthy competition, reduce collaboration, and escalate workplace stress, leading to lower productivity and higher turnover rates. In society, narcissism can breed problems such as materialism and an unhealthy sense of entitlement. The National Institutes of Health found that communities with a higher prevalence of narcissistic traits are more prone to materialistic values, translating into unsustainable consumption patterns that constrain resources and increase debt levels. Furthermore, the pervasive sense of entitlement can erode social cohesion, leading to an increase in conflicts and a decrease in community engagement. Lastly, the influence of narcissism on romantic relationships can be rather tumultuous. Narcissistic individuals are often characterized by manipulative behaviors and a lack of empathy, making it difficult for their partners to establish a healthy and satisfying relationship. As reported by the Journal of Personality Disorders, relationships with narcissistic individuals are 60% more likely to end in breakup due to their inability to relate empathetically and their tendency to exploit their partners. In sum, the impact of narcissism can be deeply felt in workplaces, societies, and relationships, with consequences ranging from decreased productivity to strained social connections and unstable relationships. Managing narcissism involves implementing clear and firm boundaries, bolstering one's self-esteem through positive affirmations and self-recognition, as well as practicing self-care by engaging in activities that bring joy and relaxation. To gain a deeper understanding of these coping mechanisms, delving into psychological techniques such as cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, can be beneficial. CBT can help to challenge and alter negative thought patterns, leading to healthier interactions with narcissistic individuals. Additionally, avail resources such as self-help books and online support groups that focus on navigating relationships with narcissists. Remember, it's critical to seek professional help, like consulting a psychologist or a mental health counselor when needed. They can provide personalized strategies and treatment plans tailored to individual circumstances. Narcissism is not simply limited to face-to-face engagements. In fact, it becomes alarmingly prominent in the virtual world of social media. The allure of likes, followers, and validation can significantly fuel narcissistic tendencies. Research has substantially backed up this claim. According to a study published in the journal Personality and Individual Differences, active and frequent participation in social media platforms can be a predictor of narcissism. This suggests a strong correlation between the two. Experts in the field of psychology suggest that social media provides an easy platform for individuals to seek validation and admiration, which are key traits of narcissism. Dr. Pamela Rutledge, director of the Media Psychology Research Center, states that social media provides a platform where narcissistic behavior gets reinforced and rewarded. Moreover, the self-promotional nature of social media, the perpetual quest for followers, and the obsession with generating likes creates an environment ripe for narcissistic behavior. They argue that this constant need for validation can lead to an increase in narcissistic tendencies. This trend raises concerns about the impact of social media on our mental health, reinforcing the necessity for responsible usage and awareness of its potential pitfalls. Narcissism is a psychological condition that impacts both genders. However, its manifestation varies distinctly between men and women. It's essential to delve deeper into how societal norms and expectations play a significant role in shaping the expression of narcissism in both genders. Cases of narcissism in men are often characterized by overt grandiosity, aggression, and dominance, which is influenced by cultural norms that encourage males to be assertive, strong, and in control. On the other hand, women may express narcissism through covert means such as manipulative tactics or subtle self-enhancement due to societal expectations encouraging femininity, modesty, and communal values. Consequently, the societal pressures and stereotypes undeniably mold how each gender expresses narcissism. These gender differences in narcissism, shaped by societal norms and expectations, further contribute to the complex nature of the condition. Many misconceptions are widely circulated about narcissism. For instance, the belief that all narcissists consistently exhibit overt arrogance or boastfulness is incorrect. Studies have indicated that narcissistic behavior can be much more subtly manifested, making these individuals challenging to identify. Furthermore, it's a common misunderstanding to think of them as unlikable or unapproachable. Many narcissists may actually project a charming and charismatic image initially. Renowned psychologists like Dr. Ramani Durvasula have extensively noted narcissists' ability to draw people in with their captivating personalities, only to reveal their true narcissistic tendencies later. Thus, it's essential for us to reassess our perceptions of narcissism, keeping in perspective these nuances and the scientific evidence backing them. The process of diagnosing narcissism involves a multifaceted approach. It requires a comprehensive assessment by a mental health professional who is well-versed in the nuances of personality disorders. This evaluation usually involves a detailed interview alongside an exploration of one's medical history and current symptoms. The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, DSM-5, sets specific criteria for diagnosing narcissistic personality disorder, including excessive need for admiration, lack of empathy, and an inflated sense of self-importance, among others. However, the task of diagnosing narcissism can be challenging. It is frequently misdiagnosed or overlooked due to overlapping symptoms with other personality disorders, patient denial, or lack of transparent communication. Thus, expertise and a thorough process of evaluation are paramount in accurately identifying narcissism. Throughout history, numerous detailed examples and case studies have illuminated the nuances of narcissism. For instance, Napoleon Bonaparte's personal account reveals a man who was intoxicated by power and fame. His narcissistic tendencies led to his downfall at Waterloo, teaching us the detrimental effects of excessive self-centeredness. Similarly, many celebrities like Kanye West have become infamous for their narcissistic tendencies. His constant need for attention and desire to always be in the spotlight is a classic case of narcissism. This teaches us that narcissism can often lead to isolation and misunderstanding in social situations. These cases don't just help us understand narcissism, but they serve as cautionary tales. They highlight the destructive capabilities of narcissism and the negative impacts it can have on personal relationships and societal harmony. In a broader context, these detailed examples underscore the importance of self-awareness and empathy in contrast to narcissistic tendencies. They offer valuable insights into the complex world of narcissism and its implications, providing us with important lessons learned. Thank you for joining this exploration of narcissism. If you found this video enlightening, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more insightful content. Until next time, remember, understanding is the first step to compassion.